So, Carl, a month or so since the season came to an end, what have you been up to in the past month? We've had a couple of renewals and a couple of new signings as well.
Yeah, obviously it took some getting over that semi-final. It was tough, mate, because we were quietly confident, and it was something that me personally I wanted us to get out of this league. Obviously, we had a bit of a dip midway through the season. We copped a bit of stick, and we nearly done it. Do you know what I mean? So it would have been really nice to do it, and with what's happened in the back end of the season and the way everything's gone with this championship and League One, I thought, I genuinely thought all we needed to do was make that final, and I believe we would have been in championship. But it's rugby league. It's tough. Workington came the week later and they beat us, and I make no mistake about it. It was a really, really tough time for everyone connected to the club. It was awful. So we had to get over that, and then we have to go again. And we get back on, and next year we have to look to try and win it. Because I tell you now, I don't want to put anyone through what we've all gone through. This, losing that semi, it was tough. So we have to try and do everything in our power to try and try and see if we can go one better.
And the run we went on before that semi-final, winning so many games in a row, there's a lot of positives to take into 2019, isn't there? Although the season didn't end how we wanted it to, a lot of players have renewed, so they clearly see that something's good happening at the club.
Yeah, it was probably a week or so later when I was driving to an RFL meeting that I just started reflecting on the season, and I thought, well, hang on. It was Richard's first full year, first full pre-season. He came in the back end of last year. We broke 3 long-standing club records. We went from 6th to 3rd. I thought, he's transformed the club, the culture of the club, the trainings, the playing style. So I thought, gee, we need to give Richard a little bit of credit here, because he's done a tremendous job in his first full year of coaching. And if he can continue at that rate, then we're in good hands. So I thought, well, it's not too bad. And I've always say you get what you deserve, and everything happens for a reason. If we went up and we were getting hammered every week, would it be hard for Rich, or would he be getting some unnecessary criticism even though we're still building? Or probably our place to stay down. So you get what you deserve, and maybe after reflection, maybe this is where we need to be for another year, and we'll see where we go. We have to accept it. It's done. So as tough as it was, we've looked at the team, and we've added some players. Brandon Douglas, I think we all in agreement that we probably need something, in the middle there, another one. And Brad Foster is similar to Brad England. He's a fitness man and bit of a, has a go and really gets stuck in, and probably haven't seen the best of him, but we all know how he can play, and he's certainly a player that, fits into Richard Horne's category of player. He likes him fit, agile, bit of pace, can play a bit of ball. So, it might not look like we've added a heap of players. I've had a lot of, I've been over to Hull quite a lot, and we always do a coach's review and a preview, and there's some players available to us there next year. Them having a reserves doesn't really have any effect on us. We need our player. It helps us because our players who don't get picked can possibly go and play in the reserves there. So we've got 1 or 2 irons in the fire. We do want to have a look at I think Richard mentioned in his interview that he wants to look at having a more settled side. What people forget is he gave everyone a chance, and last year people were saying, why is he changing the team so much? He didn't know much about the players. Now he knows a hell of a lot, not only about our players but opposition players. So it's as tough as I say it is. We're going again, and and we're fully committed to the cause.
And you mentioned that we've not brought too many players in, but with the culture that Rich has created and the team spirit we've got, how important is it more than ever, possibly, that you bring those right characters in as well as right players?
It's very important. Like, you can't buy it. We all know you can't buy it. You've got a culture. We've got a togetherness. The last time I seen the sort of spirit we had was I think it was in 2012. Everyone was all in it together, and we had no bad eggs in the team. It was quality, and I got that sense last year. That's what was giving me a little bit of confidence that, gee, I can feel something here similar to 2012. In 2012 we done the job, and we did it, but we're building something here. You can say what we want about this 5-year plan and all that. We're still within that 5-year plan. And the way the game's going, with Hemel dropping out this week, it's, this club is don't owe no one nothing. We've said that now for 12 years, and the players get paid. We pay people. Nobody owes us anything, and we don't owe anyone nothing. So the club's in a good place. Very, very tough one for the fans, but we don't apologise, but we're gutted with them. We've all got to be in it together. It's sport. No one wanted to get promoted more than the team and the coaching staff and all of you guys and myself and the fans. So we all have to stay tight, stick together, and we go again. But we've got a really, really good squad here. A tough squad, good squad across the park.
And of course now the players will be getting in on the holidays and taking some time to relax with their families, but it's only a few weeks away, the first week of pre-season, and the boys will be back in, and the cold nights and obviously the big sessions will be taking part in.
Yeah, and they've been told to do nothing. Callum has told them to do nothing for 2 weeks. The players are blown away with it. He's given them all a pre-season structured plan, what they should be doing individually. We're having a coaches meeting and a coaches dinner on Friday. So we do a lot of stuff behind the scenes that people don't see, and we'll sit down and we'll spend a few hours together as staff, previewing what we plan to do in pre-season and talking about potential players we could get or who we need to get, and I let them go. In the meetings, it's quite interesting for me to hear how passionate all the coaching staff and backroom staff are. So we're in a good spot.
There's of course a series coming up. You've shown your colours there with the New Zealand coat on. New Zealand, England coming up away from club rugby, of course. How do you see that series playing out?
Oh, you don't need to ask that, do you? You see it only playing out one way.
Maybe performance-wise instead of results-wise.
I think it'll be a tremendous series. You would have favoured England before the Aussie-New Zealand game the other week, but after watching that, it should be a cracker. So it'll be tight. I don't think there'll be many points if you're over the 3 games. I say New Zealand might get the first one. See if you're all into me. I think it'll be one apiece, and then the big one at Leeds. It'll be a tough series. I think 2 good sides. New Zealand's got some real quality in the back line now. The centre Manu looks really good. So I think it'll be good. It's what we needed, and just talking about that, the Tonga Australia game last week again. Everyone says that our game's in a bad place, but geez, if you just watch that, how positive and singing and all the way through the game, we need to embrace that, and we need to make sure we take advantage. I think New Zealand now is looking at playing Tonga next year because, the week before New Zealand played Australia, same ground, nothing like that. A week later Tonga plays Australia, it's a sellout. So, there's your answer there. The revenue that would have come from the back of that game would be amazing. And for the Tongans to come out and support like they did was it's quite humbling and great to see, and hopefully we see plenty more of that in the future.
Yeah, there should be some big crowds over the next few weeks. England, of course, going around England at Anfield, K-Com and Ellen Road as well. There promises to be some really good atmospheres over the course of the 3 games.
Yeah, I hope everyone gets out and supports it, because the game, we've gone through all this drama and whatever you want to call it, structure changes and all that, and negativity. Let's move on from that now, and decisions have been made, and let's try and get the sport back to where it was. It's just, for me personally, we start now for the 2021 World Cup. Let's start promoting the game and really ramping it up over here, so by the time 2021 comes, every stadium is full. And I think that's the remit the RFL wants to do. So, we need to stop talking negative about the sport and start, talking about how well this game coming up. And hopefully this game will do some justice for us to be positive about it. I know it'll be quiet if New Zealand win the series, but we shouldn't be like that. We should be raving about it. Just let's get the sport back to being great again. It's the best sport in the world, if you ask me, and we need to start saying great things about the game again.
I suppose when there are international games to enjoy, it can make that off-season just not feel quite as long, because when that series is over, it's only a couple of weeks and pre-season's starting again.
Yeah, and it inspires all the boys. All the boys will be watching it. They'll be coming into pre-season wanting to be these international players, and so there's some good spin-offs on there. Our boys will be wanting to get back into it. We're back up at the Knights again, which we had a real good pre-season there last year. And they'll all be buzzing. They've all gone away. They've all had a little break, and I know now they're wanting to come in now, and you're just having to tell you, just relax. You know what I mean? So we're looking forward to the season. It's a bit. We're not too sure which way this League One's gonna go at the moment, with the teams dropping out, but. We just worry about Doncaster Rugby League Club and focus on what we're doing. We'll prepare as well as we can, and we'll get ready for next year and give it a big shake.